So welcome to the world of real numbers. So from this class onwards, we are going to focus upon this basic name, that is real numbers. So first we'll understand the various categories they are further subdivided into, and then we'll move to the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of these real numbers. So let's first understand the very basic part. Just have a look at this. So let's start with the very basic understanding. So if someone asks me about real numbers, so real numbers actually means the entire universe of numbers actually. It is the complete set of numbers that we know in whatever format they are written, they all are actually real numbers. So real numbers in a way is the biggest set of numbers. So our definition actually starts from the first broader division of those real numbers. Let's say if I just create this box. So let's say this is the entire universe of real numbers, let's say. So this is the entire universe of real numbers. So the first division of these real numbers actually comes into two parts. First part is actually, there are two names now. The first name is rational numbers, numbers which are rational. And second are irrational numbers. Irrational. So first broader category is actually numbers which are rational numbers or numbers which are irrational. So actually real numbers can be directly divided into two parts. Either they are rational or they are irrational. So we need to just understand that what rational numbers are. Irrational numbers would be simply those numbers which are not rational. So rational numbers are actually those numbers now, and this is an important name now for us. So rational numbers are those numbers which can be written in the form of P upon Q, which can be ultimately written in the form of P upon Q, where this P and Q both are integers. Just listen to this word. Rational numbers are any number which can be ultimately written in this fractional format of P upon Q, where P and Q both are integers. Then that number is a rational number. Any number which can be written in this format. So if someone asks me that whether 3 upon 4 is a rational number, we'll say that yes, 3 upon 4 is a rational number. Why? Because both this 3 and 4 are integers. So any number which can be written in this format, let's say minus 2 upon 5. This is again a rational number. So this is the basic name. Further, if someone asks me whether 5 is a rational number, yes, it is a rational number. Why? Because we can write this 5 as 5 upon 1. Now we have an integer in the numerator as well as in the denominator. So this is again a rational number. Any decimal number, so this is the interesting part now. Any decimal number, let's say 0.7. So any decimal number, just listen to this, any decimal number which is ending actually, which is having a termination, it is just ending over here. So it can be written as 0.70 and so on. So there are zeros just after this. So it is a terminating decimal. So any terminating decimal is a rational number. Why? Because this terminating decimal can be converted into the format of a fraction. We can write this 0.7 as 7 upon 10. So we have converted this terminating decimal into a fraction. So it satisfies our requirement for this to be written in the format of P upon Q, where P and Q both are integers. So we know that rational numbers are those numbers which can be written in this format, P upon Q, where P and Q both should be integers. So any terminating decimal is also a rational number. So now any non-terminating decimal but reoccurring. So what does that mean? For example, if I take the example of 0.333 and so on. And so on means that it is a 333 always, up till infinity actually. 0.3333 and so on, up till infinity. Interestingly, any non-terminating, so this is a non-terminating decimal because this is not terminating, it is not ending. But this number is actually reoccurring. So can we just write this number as 0.3 and a bar over it, where this simply represents that this number is actually this number is repeating again and again. So this means that any non-terminating decimal but reoccurring is again actually a rational number. Why? Because this can be converted in this format once again. This can be converted in this format. So in this case, this is actually 1 upon 3. If you simply divide 1 upon 3, we'll just get this fraction of 0.333 and so on. So in this case, we can see that we have converted this to this format 1 upon 3. So this is again in the format of P upon Q. So this is again a fraction which is in the format of P upon Q, where both P and Q are integers. So any number which can be converted into the format of P upon Q. So any decimal terminating is a rational number. Any decimal but non-terminating but reoccurring is again a rational number. So what are irrational numbers now? So irrational numbers are those numbers which cannot be, they are actually those decimal numbers which are non-terminating and non-reoccurring. So what does that mean? That means, for example, let's say 1.71532 and so on. So there is no pattern over here. We can't say that what number would be coming just after this. So there is no fixed pattern over here. We are not able to judge whether what would be the next number and so on. So this number in this case is non-terminating, it is not ending, and it is non-reoccurring as well. So any decimal which is non-terminating and non-reoccurring, that is actually an irrational number. So any square roots or any higher power which cannot be solved completely. For example, square root of 2, square root of 3. We don't have a fixed value for this. Square root of 4 does not come in this category, because square root of 4 we know that it is directly 2. So square root of 4 is a rational number, but square root of 2, square root of 3 and so on, they would actually create this format exactly. So they are irrational numbers. So this is the basic name which we should be knowing very well. So these rational numbers can now be further divided into further categories actually. So this is the basic name. So we know that rational numbers are those numbers which can be written in the format of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers. So let's say inside this category. Now inside this category of rational numbers, there is a further subset of. So it is again a part of this bigger picture, that is the frame of rational numbers. So there is further a subset which is of integers. So now integers are those numbers which we in a way we know, but we'll just actually look at them once again. So any complete number, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on the positive side and so on. And similarly -1, -2, -3 and so on the negative side. So all these are what? These are straightforward integers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. And similarly on the negative side it is 0, -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. So all these are straightforward integers. So in the bigger picture of rational numbers, some are fractions. Let's say 3 upon 4, that is not an integer. But let's say 3 upon 1, this is an integer. So we know exactly the way integers actually look like. So this set is known to us. So inside this set of integers, there is a set which starts from 0 and goes on after that. 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So that set is the set of whole numbers and so on. This is the set of whole numbers. So this is the set of whole numbers now. So it is actually inside this set of integers. We know that integers actually contain 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And similarly on the negative side. But whole numbers actually start from 0 onwards. 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So it is again just a part of this bigger set of integers now. So whole numbers, we can say that it is a further subset of this set of integers. So these are whole numbers. This is the set of whole numbers now. So now inside this set of whole numbers, if I actually, instead of starting from 0, let's say if I start from 1 onwards, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So this set of numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on, this is known as the set of natural numbers. So what is the difference between natural numbers and whole numbers? Natural numbers start from 1 and whole numbers start from 0. So this is the only difference. And integers are actually from 0 onwards, all the positive numbers as well as all the negative numbers. So this is the basic universe actually which we should be knowing first of all, before going into any other variety of things and all that stuff. The first important part is this, that we should be completely aware of this table, this sense, which is the basic sense, that we should be at least knowing that what numbers we are dealing with.